Sorry guys, I've been gone for a while. I caught a pretty bad cold and I felt good after a few days, but I sounded like shit for like literally 2 weeks, and I'm like, bro, I can't record a video. I'm gonna sound horrible. Not that I sound great to begin with, my voice fucking sucks, but you know, it was worse before. So I want to talk about Biden pardoning Hunter, because that's like obviously the big story going on right now. I felt from the beginning, when Biden said he was not going to pardon Hunter, I thought that he probably should. That's his son. He should stick his neck out for him and, you know, do what he's got to do. I wouldn't hold it against him for pardoning him. I mean, the president has the power to pardon people, and I didn't really mind that happening. So that still stands now. Now that it actually happened, even though he changed his tune, of course, and I think that's the funny thing with Democrats is that when Biden first announced that he was not going to pardon Hunter, Democrats were like, this is more proof that Biden is just so great and he really cares about the rule of law and he cares about this and that, and he's just such a morally righteous human being and a great president. But now that he flipped, you know, because it was an election year, it was during the election, so that's why he was saying he wasn't going to do it. So politically, that would benefit him, or at least not hurt him, right? Because if he said he was going to pardon him and did it, that could have potentially hurt his or Kamala's electoral chances. But since the election's over anyway, it doesn't fucking matter, right? So I had a feeling that was going to happen, and interestingly enough, Trump himself the other day was talking about potentially pardoning Hunter Biden, and I said, look, I have receipts, right? You can look at my videos. When Hunter Biden was first convicted many months ago, I'm like, right-wingers are fucking celebrating this, that he's getting convicted on gun charges of all things, on fucking, like, I thought we were all for the Second Amendment. Of course not, you know, because he's Joe Biden's son, so you want to just throw the book at him and lock him away no matter what, right? So the right wing has honestly been pissing me off a lot more on this issue, especially with pardons and stuff like that, because, you know, Trump, if Eric or Donald Jr. was in legal trouble, Trump would pardon them in a heartbeat, and not a single Republican would think twice about it, whether they were guilty or not. I mean, I guess anything that Trump's sons were charged or convicted of, they would just assume it's a political witch hunt, right? And then there's nothing else to that. But let's just say hypothetically, you could see Donald Jr. fucking shooting someone, and it's like, you know, the evidence is so overwhelming, right? Doesn't matter. If Trump pardons him, they're not going to care. So I don't want to hear nothing about corruption and nepotism and all these different things, because it goes both ways. I mean, he just named Jared Kushner's father as the ambassador to France. Like, that's just like an obvious, you know, nepotism thing going on right there. And at least in the previous administration, Trump's kids had a huge role in the administration. At least Ivanka and Jared Kushner did, and Donald Jr. is still involved in things too. So I just hate the hypocrisy. I mean, that's honestly like part of the reason why I kind of had to take a break after the election, aside from not feeling good. I just, you know, if I really felt motivated to make videos, I would have pushed myself to it, obviously. It's just like the same, I feel like I'm just saying the same shit over and over and over again, and there's nothing like, what am I really doing with my time? Because you're talking to a brick wall at a certain point. There's not a single person that's going to watch any, and not just my videos, but anyone's videos, and just be like, wow, I'm convinced that I'm wrong, and this is actually the way things, like, this is actually right, you know? So it's whatever, right? And obviously, since I have a lot of, I'd say like mostly Republican conservative folks that are subscribed to me, because I had a lot of pro-Trump coverage leading up to the election, and I was very clear that I was supporting Trump. Now that I said a few things, just a few things that were against Republicans and the right, maybe I'll lose subscribers. You know, that's just how it is. So that's why your average political commentator really is really careful. Like, they will almost never criticize the left or the right. Like, they're going to stick with one side of the political spectrum, and that's going to be their identity. It's kind of like, you know, what's your favorite NFL team? What's your favorite NBA team? You know, and then you're always going to be like pro, in my case, Buffalo Bills, right? You're always going to be positive about the Bills no matter what. And you don't care. You don't want any other team to be successful if it's at the Bills' expense, right? So that's just how it is. It's just so tribalistic and all this shit, and I'm just so fucking sick of it. But yeah, no problem with the Biden pardon of Hunter. The whole flip-flopping thing does annoy the shit out of me, though. I mean, because it just proves, like, your typical politician, like, just... That doesn't mean a word that they say. They just say things, whatever they think can help them politically at the moment. And that's exactly what Joe Biden did, months ago when he said he wasn't going to pardon Hunter. And it said, like, from January 1st, 2014 to December 1st, 2024. That's how long, like, any crimes he may have committed during that time, he is officially pardoned. I'm like, damn, okay. I mean, the whole thing against Hunter Biden was like, okay, if you got something on the whole Ukraine thing, because that's the whole thing that people are up in arms about, but gun charges of him not even, like, using his gun and firing it, it's because he was a drug user and didn't report that, because, you can't, in whatever fucking state in Delaware, you can't have a gun and be, a drug addict or whatever. And he had his drug problems, and he might still have those problems. I don't know. I don't really care. But that was the thing that got him. And then it's taxes, really? Taxes and guns, the things that, like, that Republicans talk all the time about, how unjust it is to go after people on those things. So that's why, like, everyone's a fucking clown. Like, all the people who were, like, up Joe Biden's ass and talking about how great he was when he originally said he wasn't going to pardon him, now that he flipped it, no one has anything to say about the hypocrisy. No one cares. Because he has a D in his name. That's all that fucking matters, right? And, it's just... It's so fucking annoying. It really... There's no honest politician. Even Trump, like, he's not honest, but at least, like, he's authentic, if that makes sense. Like, those two things don't necessarily have to be the same thing, so he's just overall more appealing to me than, like, any other politician that I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm glad to have voted for him 3 times now, and we'll see how good he does in his second administration.